Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another story for you. I know, it's wild, but it's a good thing. Title of this one is, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Fiance's Daughter I'm Not Her Mom After She Called Me a Gold Digger with a Uterus? Hold on. Wait, what? All right. Yeah, that's what she said. Buckle up. I, 32 female, have been with my fiance, 38 male, for almost 4 years. He has a daughter, 15 female, from his first marriage. Her mom is very much in the picture, but she's more of a wine and vibes parent than someone who actually parents. I've been the one handling school stuff, doctor's appointments, making actual meals instead of Postmates every night, helping her through panic attacks, you name it. Now, I never tried to replace her mom, but I've been a consistent, caring adult in her life. I even helped plan her last birthday party when her mom completely forgot the date. Like, I seriously bent over backwards for this kid. Fast forward to this last weekend, we're at this fancy dinner with my fiance's family, first time his extended family has met me, so I'm trying to make a good impression. Midway through, his daughter turns to me, smiles sweet as pie, and goes, "So how does it feel being a gold digger with a uterus? That's what mom says you are." Okay.
Yikes.
Waiting until a family event when you need to make a good impression and she knows you need to make a good impression to say this was intentional. Might have been orchestrated by mom. And you've been the only real mom in her life actually taking care of things. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. It's been a while since I had to push this button two times in one night, but that's some balls. Whole table stops. Someone chokes on their wine. I just sat there stunned for a second and said, "Oh, honey, I'm not your mom. I just happen to be the woman keeping your life together while she's out getting her chakras aligned."
Oh, shit.
Fiancé was mortified. His daughter burst into tears and stormed out. He later said I stooped to her level and that I need to apologize because she's just a kid repeating what she hears.
I feel like 15 is too...
There is a debate to be made here. I've told him I've spent years being disrespected and taking the high road, and maybe the real problem is that a 15-year-old is walking around thinking she can say things like that and not get clapped back at.
Boom.
There's no debate to be made. Now his family is split. Some think I was too harsh. Others say I just finally said what no one else would. So, am I the astronaut for finally telling this girl I'm not her mom when she decided to come for me in front of the whole damn family? Before I get into top comment and responses here, how long have they been together? Do we know that? They've been together for almost 4 years. Okay. Found myself asking that later on in the story. I'm like, okay, how long has she been the functional mom figure? If they've been together for 4 years, let's say 3, safely, she's been the person. Wow. What would, if it's not mom Geppettoing this whole thing behind the scenes, what would cause her to destroy a connection that has been so beneficial for her to this point for the past at least 3 years, right? What would cause her to do that if it's not mom pulling the strings? This is just trying to please mom?
Mom doesn't care.
Okay. Top comment. I'd say you need to reevaluate this relationship and your role in it. OP says, yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I stepped into this role to build something real, not to be treated like a live-in assistant with a uterus. If this is how I get repaid for holding it all together, then maybe I need to stop auditioning for a family that doesn't actually want me in the cast. OP knows what she feels. The clarity that OP has in this situation is, it's impressive. Top comment, NTA. He should be ashamed that his daughter said something like that, especially in front of his relatives. She only cried because she knows it's true, and maybe she should learn some respect. OP says, right? I didn't even come for her first. She threw the first punch and got mad when I didn't just sit there and smile through it. If she's old enough to parrot that kind of nastiness, she's old enough to hear the truth. As for my fiance, yeah, the fact that he was more worried about her feelings than what she said, that's not sitting right with me. Same girl. Ladies and gentlemen, Tater Thoughts. Tater Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Whose real name is not Tater if this is your first time here. This is Candy Thunder.
I 100% believe that OP is NTA. And I think we have 2 15-year-old girls, and they know 100% never to repeat something that is going to hurt someone else's feelings or harm them in some way. They can fight their own battles, but they would never.
This would never happen.
This would never happen. And if this did happen, the person who it was, if I was sitting there and the person that this was intended to harm, they wouldn't even get a chance to respond before me and my child were leaving this table and walking away. And she would know what she had done was severely wrong, and she would be making that up in so many different ways. But I think the dad, the part that pisses me off the most, yeah, she said something, she got what this 15-year-old said to her obviously came from her mom's mouth. She repeated it, but she knew what she was repeating. She's 15. She knows. Like, she knows how hurtful that comment was. And I think that OP had every right to say something back to her, because at the end of the day, in the real world, this girl is not going to get away with saying that type of negativity to someone else. She's not going to get away with it. Someone else is going to come back at her even harsher than what OP did. And I think for the dad to not step in that moment when those words came out of his child's mouth is completely not okay. Like, that would be the Eye of Sauron would be on dad, not even the daughter. The daughter said what she said. She handled it. The dad, and like she said, I would not stay in this relationship.
Because, do you say that because we as parents, it's our charge to teach them, and
Absolutely.
when they up, it's our charge to correct them?
Yes, it's on. Okay. That's on dad. That's on me. That's on dad for not. This can't be the first comment that she's made that's like this. Like, there has to be ongoing things where because even some of the family was saying, you finally said what needed to be said, which means that this 15-year-old has been allowed to run her mouth and say things that hurt other people with no repercussions. And that is not the real world. She's going to be met with a lot of things that put her in her place, and a lot of people that will not tolerate this behavior. And I feel like she needs to know that.
Do you think mom orchestrated this?
I don't know. I don't know if mom said it, and because the daughter feels like she has to try to be something for mom because mom isn't present enough. I mean, that's how it sounds, like mom isn't present. And so the daughter is trying to get on mom's good side by doing her dirty work. I don't know what the reason for saying this is. It's not info that we have, but I think that's shitty. Like, that's just shitty. And for the parent not to step in and handle the situation and then ridicule his fiance for what she said, like, that tells you all you need to know about your future.
Yes. Okay. For OP specifically, I think there's a different angle we need to look at here. But before we do that, Dude, It's Nikki dropped the 5 on the YouTube side, said, so I'm sorry, but 15 years old, you know when a parent is lying about another parent. No excuses for the kid. She knows when something is hurtful, period. I agree with this. Still, how did she just up and decide to just destroy a relationship that she had benefited so much for? Either says that A, she didn't view it as beneficial in the first place because she viewed it as OP being bossy, and trying to mom her when she's not her mom. Like, we don't really hear from OP how this girl had received her help to this point, right? And lean into that angle a little bit more. And it could be that she came in, OP came into the picture and judged the parenting style of mom and of dad because he, clearly isn't doing more work than mom is there if OP had to jump into it, right?
Right.
So slim chance, still a possibility, I think, that we have to look at, which would feed into option B. Mom tease this whole thing up as OP being some kind of villain and convinces her to do this at this pivotal moment. The timing of it is the suspect thing for me that makes me think mom was involved in orchestrating this. The timing is too pristine for this to be a random 15-year-old girl blurt out shit.
I would see her mom planting seeds. And I think Obscure's comment is really good. It said kids will usually be loyal to the parent trying to get love. It's really a sign of emotional trauma. I think she said this and did what her mom wanted because her mom it's instead of like an unconditional love that she's getting from her mom, she has to earn it. She has to earn her mom's attention. She has to do things that make her mom pay attention to her. And
even if she knows it's wrong.
Yes. And if she goes back to her mom and says, I did this, her mom's going to give her love.
So it's either she's willing to do something like that even though she knows it's wrong, or mom has convinced her in some way that this is needed. That this is for the good of all mankind. Like, OP, if they get married, X will happen.
I think at the end of the day, the why For me, it doesn't matter because OP said she wants a family. She wants to have her own kids.
Sure.
And because of that reason, I would never feel comfortable having kids in this relationship because of what this 15-year-old was so willingly,
I agree.
she was so easily able to say this to me. And so I wouldn't bring my own children into this situation where they could potentially be abused.
I agree. And for OP, like for her perspective and her journey, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The one potential glimmer of hope in this is that if I'm dad in this situation, and that's where a lot of my thoughts and questions are coming from here. If I'm
Right.
dad in this situation, I want to talk to my daughter and figure out, was it option A or was it option B that was her motive?
Right.
Because understanding what her motive is lets me know, number one, like what kind of punitive action I'm taking here, right? Because
Right.
one is of her own accord, one is that she allowed herself to be manipulated, which is still wrong, but not individual solo evil act. You know what I mean? I want to go that direction, but also knowing which angle it is allows me to at least know what path I have to take to try to repair this with OP. So if dad takes this opportunity, steps up and finds out what the happened and then actually fixes it, maybe.
But he won't.
That's it. That's a maybe.
Yeah, he's not going to do that. And I don't know that there's like he's already made his decision. OP was wrong. His daughter was just a kid. So therefore he doesn't have to parent because she's just a kid.
You're right.
But at the end of the day, I think she's getting conditional love from a mom. She's getting lazy parenting from a dad. And she sees OP as, I don't know,
Expendable, apparently.
baggage, like nothing more than that. Yeah, expendable. So I feel bad for the kid, but at the same time, even though we have trauma, we're still responsible for our actions, and we do have to take responsibility for the things that we've done.